Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Link to the Past Let's Play here of The Legend of Zelda on the Heavy Base X channel. We're now a wanted fugitive in the lands of Hyrule, and now our quest continues to head to Kakariko Village. We must find the Elder. Well, in order to do so, we have to go this way to the west. Now this is what you're normally supposed to do, is just head west, but as you know, this world is very large and very vast. It actually offers a chance of freedom. Kind of, but before we do that, that's the way to Kakariko Village, but we need to get an item first, so we must do it out of the way. So let's head north. Through the woods here. Normally you shouldn't be doing this until later on, but you have the best weapon to do so, and that's the boomerang. See, boomerangs, actually, these enemies actually hurt if you strike them with a sword, as they give you a very nasty electric charge. Using the boomerang actually stuns them, giving you a chance to smack them. So remember this useful tip as you go up through Hyrule and such, collecting the vast amounts of rupees. That's all we need to do. As I said, these birds are very, very annoying. If you die, then yeah. So believe it or not, this game actually gives you, as I said, it gives you a large variety amount of choices. There are so many secrets that you can find in this game, but you can't get certain secrets until you get certain items. Now we enter the Lost Woods. This was the first game that introduced the Lost Woods, and from this, it's been a Legend of Zelda. It's been a Zelda staple since this very day. It's been involved in at least. It's been in the N64 version. It was mentioned in the Majora's Mask intro and the ending as well. So, you have to admit, it's kind of. Now we're not supposed to be here until later on in the game, but if you want to get a certain item or so, this game kind of introduced you to a certain thing. This was the game that introduced you to the heart pieces. Heart pieces are basically, you can actually store 4 pieces to a heart, and they'll give you an extra heart in. Hang on. 4 heart containers gather into 1 heart container will equal 1 extra bit of life. You get 20 in this. 20 hearts is the maximum. And considering there are quite a few dungeons in this game, I think we're going to be here for a while. So, the reason I came to the wood is because of this, the rotten mushroom. If you give it to a certain person, you will actually get some magic powder, which is very handy. Just thought I'd get this out of the way as well, because I can try to remember the way. Because for a first timer, you would get lost in this woods quite easily. Anyway, we have to come to the Lost Woods layer because this houses are an item that we need. This thief will give you lots of. Well, pretty much you could lose stuff to this thief. So yeah, it's actually a lot easier if you actually have a certain item. But the problem is though, we don't have that item, so we have to rely on our wits. See, memory actually is a fickle bastard, somewhat. I mean, you could use it to get lost. So, anyone that actually wants to know a few things, I just have to say, this was my first Legend of Zelda. I never beat it. I actually beat it years later. Technically, I already did this game I did the Game Boy Advance version, which was for CubeX 55. If you don't know, I'm actually one of their contributors. The reason I haven't done a contribution in a long time is because 1, I'm lazy, and 2, I'm kind of busy with shit. This Let's Play is actually one of the reasons why I haven't been contributing to CubeX 55. And if you're wondering about the CubeX 55 stuff, I will be contributing with a game called Mega Man X5. So keep an eye on that site, if you could. So now that we move on, we go ahead. Now we're off to Kakariko Village. Basically, yeah. Anyway, head to Kakariko Village. It's real easy to do. There's a lot of stuff we can get there. A lot of stuff we can get for our value and for money. So this is you can easily get into the woods if you didn't. As I said before, you can get lost in this place. Fortune tellers, you don't really need them, because if you have walkthroughs, or if you follow this Let's Play, you have an idea what to do here. This is Kakariko Village. What you could do here is actually go straight to the solution, but the problem is though, it's an objective if you want to talk to this guy here. He is basically, if you want to follow the map. So basically what this guy's been telling you is the elder to this village is basically the keynote about the. This is interesting. The prosperous people known as the Hylia hid treasures throughout the land. The Master Sword is one of them. And this is the same Master Sword that made its debut in Skyward Sword. Didn't appear in the next one, and it appeared in Ocarina of Time. In fact, it made the Master Sword debuted here. If you want to get your hands on it, so we're gonna be needing the Master Sword if we are to destroy the barrier at the castle. Now, if you want to go here, there's actually a hidden place you can do. There's actually some hidden money and extra such, but the problem is, though, we don't have a certain item. We're going to be getting it right now. In fact, let's just go down here. Hop in there. By the way, you'll be keeping an eye on that hideout later. It turns out to be a big, nasty dungeon later on that we need to complete. So down here, naturally, you pick up some bombs. Bombs? Yes. Pick up a 20 rupee here, 20 rupee there, and another 20. And two blue rupees, giving you a total of a decent amount. If you haven't been picking up some money. Now, if you see cracks in the walls, use the bombs, as you kind of saw there. Let's go through here and pick up the piece of heart. That's number 2. So, what do we do now? I think we're gonna go try and find a few miscellaneous items here. Let's go south through here. Back outside at Kakariko Village. Now that we're a wanted fugitive, we better watch ourselves, because technically we are still a so-called kidnapper of the Princess Zelda. Even though she's technically hiding in the freaking sanctuary. Anyway, this is Blind's hideout. The guy you talked to tells you of an evil thief called Blind who hates the light. This gives you an allude of what happened to many of the dark presence that actually were in Hyrule, known as the Sealing War, who actually went off to the land of gold to become part of Ganon's evil army. That's the backstory. Anyway, so you can get more such things. Let's go pick up that one because there's no chance of me picking up the other 3. What you can do is just go back up the stairs, go down the stairs again, and you can reset it. Very handy, I personally figured. Of course, this was the last of true 2D Zelda. Actually, no way, I made the mistake. This is the last decent 2D one. And this was right before Minish Cap. Minish Cap was a very good game. And then there was the Phantom Hourglass, which was technically 2D/3D. Sort of a hybrid. Spirit Tracks. Let's go pick up some extra stuff here. These heart containers, if you encounter some enemies, as it were. Now, let's go get some items, shall we? Talk to this guy sitting right here with the pots. And he will offer you a bottle for 100 rupees. This is the only buyable one. Actually, surprised there's actually a second one here, so don't rattle the woman here. She will alert you to the gods. And an empty house. Oh shit! Kohiro! Run! It's the evil Kohiro! Yeah. A very well-known Zelda Easter egg is started here called the Cuckoo. If you hit the cuckoo room multiple times, then an entire legion of cuckoos would start attacking you. This began this game. I'm not going to show that. Anyway, talk to this kid here, and he will say that he caught a bit of a bad cold from the evil area known as Death Mountain. But he will give you the bug catching net. Very handy. It will allow you to catch certain bugs. It'll also catch fairies. So, also, if you want to know a little something, go back here, avoid the Kohiro, and pick up the second bottle of the game. There's only 4 bottles, and we just picked up half in this video. Amazing, isn't it? Then again, I am trying to remember off stuff. Talk to this kid here, and he will give you the next location of where his grandfather is. So we will be heading on to the Eastern Palace. We'll have a look at the map later, and so at the end of the video. But if you want to do something, let's show the net, shall we? Catch this moth. Yeah, now we caught a bee. Very handy, I reckon. The bee can actually be used as somewhat of a distraction. Inside this house here, you'll probably buy a seller who actually will give you either a potion for 150, bombs for 50, or hearts for 10. I chose the bombs because you're going to need the bombs. Bombs are very useful in this game. Mentioned again, very, very handy. So, where can I go next? Ah, we go right here. Let's show off what the bombs can do. Sorry for that. Undignified snort. Let's take a peek. We need to kill some rats. Kill off those rats. Bombs. Arrows. Why would we need arrows? Good question. Why do we need arrows? Well, it's very simple, because you're probably going to get because we need to get ourselves a staple of the series. And this is kind of an interesting way of cutting the grass. Cutting the grass, cutting the grass. I am cutting the grass with a sword. Sword, 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 sword. Cutting grass is a sword. And a chore. Sword, 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 sword. Very handy, I've kind of figured. Yes. So, avoid the chick. If you talk to her, she will alert the guards. You will have to kill some guards. The statue there. Ah, there's a hidden area. I reckon we should go and, let's just say you kidnapped the Princess Zelda. But to be honest, kind of a half-abridged version of the truth. The other thing I kidnapped her is... Oh shit, House of Cuckoos! This chest will contain 10 arrows, which gives a total of 15 arrows to use, but no bow! Oh, sucks! The bow is actually one of the most useful weapons in the game! You can't catch this kid. Don't bother. Let's cut through this guy's house, go inside, and he'll tell you about the wishing well. So basically you have to do is... a lake swim with Azuras. This is the introduction of an item that is considered to be a staple in regular series called the flippers, or the swim mechanic. I mean, it hasn't been used since, but of course there have been some denizens of the timeline. Since the timeline's now been resolved, people are a bit pissy about certain games being in certain orders. I accept this third timeline. It not only gives Nintendo a way of classic. The classic Zeldas are their own timeline, but they also give an indication that some of the best, that Ocarina of Time is the split moment, but instead of 2 ways, it's 3 ways. And some of the other games in the series, which includes the Minish Cap, Skyward Sword, and other titles, and 4 Sword Adventures, mind you, are all preludes, which is an interesting concept. So, I think we're about to head towards the end of the video. So, I think we pretty much covered Kakariko Town for now, or Kakariko Town. So next time we're gonna be leaving Zelda. We're gonna leave Kakariko and head towards the Instant Palace. See you next time, folks.